So one night I was scrolling through the Netflix looking for a movie that I didn't have to be passionate about, but I wanted to be entertained. I wanted to see something fantastical. I was kind of in the mood to watch Xena Warrior Princess, but I felt like I'd rewatched my favorite episodes enough times that I didn't want to, but I want something of that vibe. And so I picked the animated feature film The Witcher, Sirens of the Deep. I went in knowing nothing about The Witcher. I don't know what the canon is for the characters. I don't know why he's called The Witcher. And I thought, hey, who cares? I think Henry Cavill is cute, and the fact that this animated version looks so much like him, okay, that's easy on the eyes. Yeah. So I put it on. I could tell from the trailer that it had a modest budget. I looked it up, and apparently it's the same company that did Legend of Korra, the Avatar series. The animation style was anime-like, like anime-inspired. Maybe not as cool, but, definitely pleasant enough to look at. And so, yeah, I also chose this film over the other animated Witcher film, mostly because I like mermaids. The Little Mermaid's my favorite Disney movie of all time. So, yeah, I didn't expect it to be like The Little Mermaid, but I was hoping for some, mermaid-like qualities, maybe a little something darker. I mean, I was kind of hoping because The Witcher is, yeah, it definitely gives off a hunter vibe. So, yeah, I figured the witch part was just, it's magic. So I watched the movie, and I was deeply offended. Offended! Because I love Little Mermaid. I love animated features. I just want to support animation in any way I can. I wanted to see a movie that made me happy. It did none of those things. This movie's biggest crime wasn't its boring dialogue. It wasn't its predictable plot. I can watch movies like that and be totally happy if they can pull it off with any bit of grace or charm. Like Goat or How to Train Your Dragon. No, this movie was so lame. Witcher, Sirens of the Deep, I was not entertained. I was aghast that this movie was taking the plot of Disney's The Little Mermaid, specifically Disney's Little Mermaid, and rehashing it in such a clumsy, ugly way. No. I'm not exaggerating. Oh, sure. Tons of under the sea themes always go for The Little Mermaid or some kind of spoofy tune of Under the Sea. But no, those are fine. Those delight me. I'm cool with those. No. When you try and take what's charming about Disney's 80s classic, the start of the Disney's Renaissance, but you do it badly because you don't totally understand the assignment, shame on you. Or maybe you did and you're just dumb. Dumb. You get a mermaid girl and a human prince, they love each other. They actually are aware of each other and are face to face. Everyone in their kingdom knows it. Like her seaside, underwater folk and his human folks on top. Yeah, they've met each other. Ugly factor, they do not speak the same language. Apparently they just hook up a lot and that's enough. But oh god, it just keeps getting dumber and dumber from there. Oh. It doesn't make any sense. The humans constantly complain that they're starving, but they're just opening oysters and throwing them away if they don't have pearls. Has no one taught them you could actually eat oysters? Is it taboo? Is it some kind of religious reason? That wouldn't be smart, but I could respect it more for having some kind of a dumb excuse like that. But no, they're just ignorant. Oh god. And yes, everyone knows the princess hooking up with the mermaid, but does that help anything? No! Sure, they talk about alliance, but they're just no, that won't be enough. That's it. That's just it. Neither of these two characters say, hey, let's have a dinner with all our families together and talk about our problems. No, nothing civil like that. No, it's more of just these. It's like the Montague and the Capulet, not in a charming, sophisticated way, or not even a way that's going so fast you can't tell what's going on. It's just more of a, okay, we're dumb and we're just throwing rocks at each other, over the fence. It's annoying. I'm going to talk about the spoilers next, because I don't really care if you see this film. I don't think you should. I think there are so many better things to do with your time. The Witcher, who's apparently some kind of monster hunter, but has a moral code and doesn't like people, so he's not good at his job. He's fast and skilled and all that, but he's not actually good at fulfilling his orders. Yeah, he doesn't do much in this movie except kind of point out people are greedy. This is dumb. And that's it. That's just it. Besides that, it's just humans and mer creatures just like throwing rocks at each other and fighting. The spoiler part is where, yes, the aunt of the mermaid chick is evil. She's purple. Of course she's evil. And there's this really immature scene where they're introducing the mer royal family, and it's like the queen mom and her sister are having this petty argument of like, oh, they're still fighting over liking the same boy from like 30 years ago. It's embarrassing. It's like, oh God, you guys are too dumb to live. That's not fair. I want to root for the mermaids. I do appreciate that the mermaids look more like Shape of Water than they do the seashell bra kind, but no. Cool, fantastical powers, and they barely do anything with them. And then you got the Earth thing, and like the lazy prince, his like half brother, not the royal half. Yeah, he's apparently captain of the guard, but he's a bully, so you don't trust him. And yeah, he just seems happy to kill. And then stuff happens, you go on and you find out, oh, right. It's a Vanessa twist. Like, yeah, the Sea Witch and the King are working together to kill each other's kingdoms. Why? Like, if you just don't like the prince and the mermaid princess dating, why not just kill them? Okay? Like, why? Why not just kill one of them? Why not just, like, lock them in towers or something if you really just don't like it? The whole killing each other's people thing doesn't make any sense. I don't see who benefits from that. If they're working together, how can one kill the other? Did they both think they were so arrogant eventually they would kill one or the other? That has not been proven to be good in any way. Anyway, when the big brother finds out about this with the Vanessa-like reveal, obviously not as cool as the original Vanessa, not even as like climactic as even the live action version of The Little Mermaid. Yeah, he's like, wow, I don't want to do that. I was really just, killing merfolk because I wanted, people to be safe. He dies in 2 minutes after that. Being a decent person gets him killed in 2 minutes. So rude. Yeah, it is amazing how no version of Prince Eric is worthy of Ariel. I know this isn't them really, but spiritually, every human prince that wants to be with a mermaid is useless and stupid. This one just seems like a spoiled flop who doesn't want to bother anything, all right? One character calls him out saying, you can't keep a mermaid in a tank like a pet. That's just gross. He's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Oh, I don't know. Learn her language would be one nice start. Actually talk to your father about doing something useful. Fight your father if you have to. No, none of that. No backbone. So wimpy. It does disappoint the mer princess, and that's why she leaves. But she's not really helpful in this situation either, okay? She only, pays attention to her people after something bad happens. No help at all. Neither of these kids am I rooting for. Maybe the mermaid chick just for the sake of mermaidhood, but even then, useless. Does not pull it out at the end. Does not, really learn magic from her evil auntie. Oh, and there's one part where they actually try to pull off a poor unfortunate souls thing. Not just auntie trying to talk her into becoming human because it would make everything better somehow. She actually tries to sing a song. Now, again, I've heard lots of spoof versions of Disney songs, and, some just kind of work to move the scene along, but this is so clunky and just stuck in there that it seems painful for the people making this. They don't want to do it. Kind of like that Annie movie where all the characters seem so reluctant to sing in a musical. And when you say that joke once or twice, it's funny, but throughout the whole thing, as a musical fan or just a person watching a movie, you just feel their suffering, their boredom. And that's the biggest crime that Witcher Sirens of the Deep has. It's boring. It makes no sense. Not even in the, we're just doing this for the magical funsies sort of way. No. Again, the Witcher just walks around saying, this is dumb, you guys shouldn't be fighting. Ugh, I've got a jawline. The only thing really about his character is apparently he has an unhealthy relationship with a witch, and he keeps saying, maybe I should call again. It's like, okay, dude, yeah, That sounds more fun than whatever the heck you're doing out here. His love interest is this blonde who seems content to live her boring village life, helping her sister raise her nieces and nephews. She apparently learned mer language because why not? She's not busy doing anything else. Yeah. She's so chipper with her plainness, it's annoying. I will give it credit that she wasn't like out of the blue nowheres an excellently skilled warrior, no. No, she did try to fight, but she got pushed down really quickly, and then she got up again. I can give brownie points for effort. If she was all of a sudden just like a master of martial arts or something out of the nowhere, that'd be annoying. Now, sometimes you can do that and it's funny or charming, but not in this case. Oh, and The Witcher has this sidekick where he's kind of like Gabrielle, from the Xena series, where he's sarcastic and it's supposed to be funny. He gives himself a little too much credit, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. He wasn't charming. He was just annoying, and I just got annoyed when he kept talking. Ugh. I don't mind if movies, like, especially just, made for streaming movies, such as this was, don't have a big budget. But to make up for their lack of movement or lack of style, I would at least like some charming dialogue or a plot that kept my interest. Truly, I just wanted to finish watching this because, I don't know, is it terrible that I was kind of hoping the prince would die? Even when I was an 8-year-old, I kind of wanted Eric to die. He was never good enough for Ariel. At the end of this movie, instead of princess, the mermaid chick turning into just a human chick, the prince takes the potion, but at that point, I didn't care. It's like, okay, sure, you get to go live your fun fantasy life underneath the water with a girl who doesn't mind that you're lazy and stupid. Okay, super. Like, what does that solve? It solves their personal issues, but the people are still gonna starve. The merfolk are still in danger of people hunting them. Like, what was the point? I don't like either of these characters enough to be happy for them, even in that small scale. And yeah, this did not inspire me to want to watch The Witcher's like live action series or find out if it's a book series or anything. No, I don't. So, congratulations, Witcher, Sirens of the Deep. You're a huge turn off. I only call you adult animation because you didn't really try to sugarcoat anything. You didn't even coat anything. You were just that lame. But animation has enough problems these days with getting respect. It doesn't need this. It's just lame. Just lazy. Heck, there was this AI, like, European-made movie called The Rebellious Princess, and it is as dumb and corny as you can imagine. That was definitely made with AI. And honestly, I liked the idea more than the execution, but the execution, painful as it is, was just so bad that that was entertaining. Like, I'd watch that movie again first. That's what you've done to me. I recommend this movie to no one. I don't recommend this to animation fans because it's just boring. It's just lame. Like, none of the animation is interesting enough or unique enough to say you can see another fantasy thing. Heck, watch The Dragon Prince or The Dragon King and you'll get a much thicker, much heartier meal. Like, watch something like that if you're just in the fantasy mood like I was before I saw this thing. Honestly, it left me so hungry I'm still searching for that, but here nor there. There have been so many better examples of movies where they watched classic Disney films and took what was cool about them, put them in their movies, but then still grew and became their whole other thing, like the anime Belle. It watched Beauty and the Beast, it took some of the atmosphere of that beautiful movie and put it in their thing, but Belle was still a unique movie that could absolutely stand on its own. It definitely took inspiration from the Disney movie, and I appreciate that. Because, oh, you lived a life and you learned and you adapted. I want to be proud of that, but this movie did not. It saw a good movie, but didn't actually execute it well. The fact that this was allowed to exist is so upsetting. Do I think The Little Mermaid is actually a good movie? Yes, I do, as an adult. Yes, there is a heavy level of nostalgia for me because I loved The Little Mermaid as a kid. I did. I got as much Little Mermaid stuff as my parents could afford. Yeah, I'm into this day. I can say that watching it as an adult, it's even better. The drama, the tension, the animation is phenomenal. Oh God. Oh Lord. And Ariel's just such an adorable character. And to see her suffer as she does, oh, Aww. Sure, her reasons for suffering are silly, but it's just so well made. I can't help it. So, yes, I don't recommend The Witcher, Sirens of the Deep at all. I can recommend Xena, I can recommend the original Little Mermaid, but I don't recommend this movie. No. No, 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 no. God, no.